Okay, all right guys, now notice I'm measuring from the outside here. This line right here is a new cutting line where I should either file it, shade it, or cut it. I have to cut all this excess line here after I remeasure it. Over there, there's no excess line because it's taller over there on that side. So that side over there is almost to a 20-inch high, and over here is like 19 and a half height. So I know I gotta, so I go over here, I'm ready to cut this used piece of siding here I had during the past. This is a used siding, okay? I cut up the excess, which is, I see it's kind of damaged right here, so I cut up the excess. Of course, I gotta measure and cut it straight out, You can't just, cut without measure because, it's just not gonna be perfect measurement if I just cut it and not measure it, it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be right, okay? So I cut up the excess, and now it's time for me to cut off that almost 20-inch where the replacement needs to. So I measure about 19 and 7, 19 and 3/4, about right here. See that? See, I got the mark right there, 19 and 3/4. So I measure 19 and 3/4 on each size, okay? And then I use a marker to mark it there. That's 19 and 3/4. I want to cut it a little bit higher, almost a 20 inches, because of the other side. It was like higher than the other. So I want to cut it extra instead of like cut it like 19 inch or so. I'm gonna miss some if I cut it like, 19 inches. So over here, same thing, 19 and 3/4, and I have mark here, and I'm ready to make a line. Use a marker and make a line straight across, and then cut it after that. So you see everything how I did it, okay? That's the reason why I measure it to 19 and 3/4. So if for some reason after I cut the 19 and 3/4, that one piece to replace this whole area right here, after that, if I fit it up and the new board is higher, the new board probably gonna be hitting at the line, so it's gonna be higher than right here. So I have to end up cutting or shaving or filing or somehow. But it's kind of hard for me to do it right here. For most of you, it's easy because you don't have a big tree on the way to do it. I have a big tree on the way, so how I'm gonna do it? I'm probably gonna have to use my sander, okay? That's a smaller sander because it can go through here because it's smaller. Or I can use the reciprocating saw, which is over there, and the reciprocating saw is not gonna help much either because when it cuts across, the reciprocating saw will make a ugly cuts. So I don't think I'm gonna use that. And how about a regular saw? A regular saw over there. Well, that saw is not gonna do any good if I'm cutting from the outside here because it's too big. It's gonna hit the tree. So that's gonna be a no-no unless I go inside and use that saw to cut it from the inside. But still, it's gonna hit a lot of things here too. It's gonna hit this 2x2 woods, and it's just, you can't just do it from the inside either. So the only way I can think of is when I get to that point, I have to use my sander with a cutting, a cutting sander that I have, or I can sand it up, or I just switch to a cutting sander and then cut it, cut that area. Same with that area right there too. Wherever I need to cut and sand it, I have to use a sander. And that over here I can use a regular saw because I got space over here. I don't have a big tree on my way, so I can just use that saw over there to cut this line straight up after I measure and cut me a new siding board. Okay, so that's how it is. That's how I'm gonna do it. Let's get back to work. cutting this replacement piece of board here now.